Good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at XRP, Bitcoin, some market cap charts along with the Sigma coin. So, all right, we were looking for a completion or a continuation of a 5-wave move to the upside, and we ended up getting that into yesterday. Now, what's interesting is we've actually had a little bit more of price action stretching beyond this one variable that we were looking for, which was at 207.35. And we end up squeezing a little bit higher, breaking back down, coming back up, and now we're kind of hitting a -1 deviation from the liquidity event that we had back in October. So this is starting to turn more impulsive. Now we are closing into some supply here in this gap up here at this breakdown, and the expectation is that into this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down into this wave 4, we come over and we roll over one more time. So now the question will be, into this rollover, do we end up getting down to $1.92 and we end up just kind of holding this higher low into a 618 back test, or possibly a another back test kind of down in this region into the 886, or do we head lower and we actually drop down into the liquidity that's down here at 167 and set one more low? So we can kind of do either thing at this point. Looking at this overall structure though, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there'd be one more leg lower for a 5. So despite this bullish action, despite this pushback up to this level, my expectation is at minimum we're doing a back test of a wave 2 level here, which will be a higher low, or we're going to swing through the low liquidity weekend down into the 170 to 160 range, possibly back testing this moving average that's marching its way up higher, the 100-week. So that's basically how we're doing it right now, but this is looking pretty impulsive, especially if we bounce over to the market cap chart. You can see that off of this market cap move here, we had a we actually hit the 1618 and we've exceeded it, which is actually really, really good. And so I'm now counting this as a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to the upside. And we're now wrapping up this 5th wave here very soon to then roll over and do a back test of wave 2, at least in the market cap. And as far as USD price, we'll have to see how that ends up playing. So definitely a squeeze here, but I mean, you could see this huge gap waiting for a back test. So for those doing the challenge, the goal would be sold right in this region. We got, obviously it's stretched further than where we were, and then we're going to buy back down in here. So, and then finally, Sigma coin is showing us that we still have a nice beautiful bounce off the lows as well, so it's holding a higher low, and it may be able to squeeze up into this level and then do a back test in addition to everything else, along with Bitcoin so far showing weakness because it was only able to obtain an 886 breakout, and so far this is a lower high. So we'll see if this ends up rolling over for another lower low for Bitcoin. But if we do get that lower low, it would be down to about 79 and change for the 886 backtest, finishing up the completion of the breakdown. So I'm expecting that to happen here pretty soon, with us squeezing as high as we have, with the count being in place for this possible either flat, where we do ABC down, ABC up, and then a massive 5-wave back down move, pushing us down to 192 and lower for the move itself, or we go to the market cap chart and we've actually completed 5 waves and we just go into a wave 2 completion here with an ABC. So we'll see which kind of universe we live in, and the dollar's manipulation may make this a little bit different on this price action. So ultimately we'll be looking for a down bet here soon. I would expect at minimum 193, 185-ish. If we go down to the 702, 886 would take us down to 187, or we cascade all the way through with one more low of Bitcoin and we touch this -3 deviations down the 170 to 160 range. So that's minimum. The idea being is that down is the way. So, all right, guys, we'll check in tomorrow and we'll see how this plays out.